In this video, we're breaking down the top 5 S&P 500 index fund that you should consider buying long term. But with 30 different funds tracking this index, it could be very confusing to choose one. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, this guide will help you choose the best fund for your portfolio. At the end of this video, I will tell you which one stands out as my all-time favorite. I'm Wade and welcome back to the channel where we talk about everything money. According to a 2020 report, nearly 90% of actively managed funds failed to beat the S&P 500 in a period of 15 years. The S&P 500 is one of the best places to invest your money, and fund managers use it as a benchmark to track their own performance. The S&P 500 is a stock market index that measures the performance of the largest 500 publicly traded companies in the United States. Launched on March 4th, 1957, it was designed to provide a broader representation of the US stock market. You can't invest directly in the index itself, but you can invest in funds that track its performance. This is where ETF and mutual funds come in, allowing you to invest in the S&P 500. While these funds are similar with their performance and holdings, they differ in terms of fees, such as expense ratios. An expense ratio is a measure of how much of a fund's assets that are used for administrative and operating expenses. If a fund has a ratio of a quarter basis point, multiply that by 1,000, that will equal to $2.50 a year in annual fees. That may not seem like a lot, but if you multiply that same amount by $1 million, that would be $2,500 a year in annual fees. So the lower your expense ratio is, that means the lower your annual fees will be, which can significantly impact your returns over time. Look for funds with low fees and several years of operations, and substantial assets under management for stability. So the first one on the list is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, ticker symbol VOO. VOO is a favorite of mine due to its accessibility on multiple platforms. It has an expense ratio of 0.03%, a dividend yield of 1.39%, and it has a year-to-date return of 12% as of June 1st, 2024, and assets under management of 1.08 trillion. This makes VOO the third largest ETF in the world by total assets. Launched in 2010, it's reliable and well established. Next is the SPDR S&P 500 ETF Trust, ticker symbol SPY. It is the most liquid S&P 500 index fund, making it ideal for most traders. It has a 0.09 expense ratio, making it 3 times more expensive than VOO, a 1.34 dividend yield, and $498 billion in assets. Launched in 1993, SPY is a popular choice. The third one on the list is the iShares Core S&P 500 ETF, ticker symbol IVV. IVV is another excellent option with an expense ratio of 0.03%, which is $3 for every $1,000 invested, with a 1.37 dividend yield and $435 billion in assets. It's a cost-effective alternative compared to SPY. Although it does have less liquidity, it has a fraction of the liquidity compared to SPY. It was launched on May 15th, 2000. For those looking for a lower share price S&P 500 ETF, consider ticker symbol SPLG. Priced around $62 a share at the time of this recording, it has a 0.02% expense ratio. That's $2 for every $1,000 invested, with a 1.4 dividend yield and $33 billion in assets. Launched in 2005, it is a great option for small investors. It was created by the same issuer, SPDR, which is the creator of SPY. And you may be wondering, why do they have 2 ETF that does the same thing? It's because it has a lower share price and lower expense ratio for smaller investors. Keep in mind that it also has less liquidity than other funds. The last one on our list is the Fidelity 500 Index Fund, ticker symbol FXAIX. Definitely a tongue twister. It's a lot of investors' favorite due to its super low expense ratio of 0.015%, with a 1.38 dividend yield and $512 billion in assets. All these funds are excellent options when it comes to investing in the S&P 500. I prefer VOO for its size, reliability, and accessibility. However, any of these funds could be a great addition to your portfolio. Let me know which one you're choosing in the comments or which one you currently hold. Check the description down below for some free stocks with Mumu, who is a sponsor of the channel. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.